why Sparta keeps shaking, Elisa.
Yeah, this is the third earthquake that they've felt in just 3 weeks.
Southwestern Iceland has seen 17,000 earthquakes over the past week, according to the Icelandic Meteorological Office. Sound like a lot? It is a lot. One resident told CNN that it's very unusual to feel the earth shake 24 hours a day for a whole week. And while scientists don't know exactly what's caused this swarm of quakes, a University of Iceland volcanology professor thinks they might be because there's been a, quote, intrusion of magma into the Earth's crust in southwest Iceland. This is where several volcanoes are located.
A tsunami warning for New Zealand has been extended after 3 powerful earthquakes struck the country earlier this morning.
The quake struck in darkness, triggering evacuations and tsunami warnings as far away as Norfolk Island and Hawaii.
It's hard not to feel like our country is having a run of bad luck when you have an earthquake, tsunami alert and pandemic to contend with all in one day.
The first earthquake hit off New Zealand's northeast coast around 2:30 a.m. local time, followed by 2 more.
Meteorologist John Risto is warning people not to take the tsunami warning lightly.
The surges have sort of been compressing, and if you can see this sort of gap in here behind me, Weewiki Passage, there's been water accelerating and surging through there and then sucking back out again, so it's sort of been constant.
You may have woken up to a shaking house, perhaps, due to a 2.3 magnitude earthquake. It occurred just after 6 o'clock this morning.
Yeah, a bit of a rude awakening for many. Many across the Salt Lake Valley took to social media.
University of Utah seismologist Jim Peshman says Sunday's earthquake was just one of more than 2,500 aftershocks since the Magna earthquake last year.
So yes, we still do have aftershocks going on.
He says the aftershocks have ranged from magnitude 0.5 to 4.6.
40 of them have been magnitude 3 and larger, and there's been 117 of magnitude 2.3 and larger. So the comparable to or larger than the aftershock this morning.
I've been here 29 years in Utah and in Magna, and I've, up until last year, never had any experience with an earthquake.
With the thousands of aftershocks since last year, many are worried the Salt Lake Valley's fault lines are more active than normal.
Fox 13's Diego Romo spoke with a seismologist at the University of Utah who says it was one of thousands of aftershocks from last year's quake.
I think it was like 6:01, and I felt this roll kind of come across, and it only lasted probably 2 or 3 seconds, maybe. I don't know. It seemed like it lasted longer.
And although Sunday's quake pales in comparison to the 5.7 magnitude tremor that rocked the Salt Lake Valley almost 1 year ago, Taylor says it was still a shocking experience.
You kind of get used to them, but now it's been a few months since we've had any shakes, and so this was kind of a startler this morning, kind of a get your heart pumping, heart pounding.
And no reports of damage or injuries in Sparta after another earthquake shook this city yesterday, this time a 2.2 magnitude one, with 30 people reporting the shakes.
It felt like a truck had backed into the building, actually, is what it felt like, and that preceded by a loud boom and it really just shook the whole building up here.
That's Sparta Mayor Wes Brinegar describing Thursday's 2.2 magnitude earthquake, the city's third quake in just 1 month. They've been feeling many smaller shakes after a big earthquake struck last August. The 5.1 magnitude was one of the strongest earthquakes to hit North Carolina in 100 years.
A bit of breaking news overnight, some kind of earthquake situation in West Hartford. I thought that was a mistake, but you're looking into it.
Did you feel that rumbling overnight? It was not a bad dream. The U.S. Geological Survey says a 1.9 magnitude earthquake shook the central part of our state.
So just kind of interesting to know the ground is still alive underneath us. It's something that we need to be reminded of once in a while.
6.3 magnitude earthquake hit Greece today, strong enough that it was felt in the capitals of Albania, North Macedonia, Kosovo, and Montenegro. So far, there have not been any reports of injuries, just some structural damage to old homes.
Central Greece was rocked by a powerful earthquake that sent people into a panic. A worker at a clothing store in Larissa ran for cover when the racks of clothes started swaying back and forth. The European Mediterranean Seismological Center says the quake registered as a magnitude 6.2. A homeowner captured video of her chandeliers swinging from the motion. Seismologists say the tremor was felt across the country.